what the frickin' heck is going on. So a little hung this morning, but I'm making another video on doing the rear tubs on this 71 Camaro. What I'm going to be doing in the back here is putting a RideTech 4-link in this thing to complement that RideTech front end. You know, I've been wanting to put a 4-link in this car for a while, and you know, finally bit the bullet and you know, bought some mini tubs. So going to be doing the same thing that I did on the Nova, pushing all this inward, and then once it's all done and you know, squared away, and the 4-links in there with the coilovers and everything, then I'll be putting in you know, or I'll be buying some big wheels and tires. So I got rid of the subwoofer box, got a decent amount of money for it, which is always nice to add to the piggy bank, as one does. And now I'm working on getting this differential out of here. So I need to take off these cables, and then I also have to undo this line up here. And the threads on these are like 3/8 24 fine threads. So I made a couple little you know, things to plug them. I'll just use some Teflon tape so it doesn't leak and I don't have to flush all the fluid out. So we got the old rig out of there. Definitely not as graceful as I was hoping, but got it out of here. So you know, I'm just gonna leave it here, probably cover it up while I do these mini tubs. And basically what I gotta do, it's a little easier than the Nova, since you know, you have some space in between here and the frame rail, so you don't actually have to notch the frame rail on this one. But I brought over our plasma cutter, so you know, it really makes short work of this type of thing. You know, you get basically a good cut on it instead of having to use those carborundum, you know, grinding cutoff wheel type blades. So frickin' got the thing cut out of here, and you know, pretty much this one fit up in here. So I like the Nova, you know, you got to put some, or the Nova you had to bend this down. On this one you kind of make these closeout panels fit in here. So you know, lots of grinding and making sure everything fits. I'm working on getting this all welded back up, but I'll definitely make a time lapse of the other side when I know what I'm doing a little more. They are asymmetrical, but I think it's pretty much the same on each side. So a lot of work and a lot of grinding, and it makes a big mess, but you know, we're getting it done. So we got all the closeout panels in here and ground. Definitely a ton of work, and I got, you know, all the you know, surfaces sprayed with some weld through primer. You can see on the inside as well, looks pretty nice. So definitely, you know, quite a bit more space there compared to the OG. And I also got all the holes. Oops. Ouch. I'm making traps for myself in here. But I got all the holes drilled in this thing, and it's pretty much ready to go in here. So, you know, with these, it's kind of hard to make them fit perfectly. So, you know, you kind of, when you are welding it, sometimes you got to bring it in using some screws and clamps and everything. All right, so I'm really detailing out this side as promised. You know, they give you some templates in the kit, but in my opinion, the templates aren't great. You're kind of better off, you know, obviously I've experienced doing the other side now, or now that I'm doing the driver's side, but in my opinion, you're better off kind of making your own templates. So what I'm doing is I took, you know, an old Pepsi Zero case and cut this out and kind of position this in the vise how it is sitting or supposed to sit in the car. And then what I'm doing is basically building a template that gives me an idea of how I'm actually supposed to cut it. You know, with the templates that they give you, you basically use the template, and then, you know, you cut it, do a rough cut, and then you have to cut it over and over to try and get it to fit right. So, you know, with the experience that I have doing it on the Nova and the passenger side, I'm going to use this. So you can see this fits up nicely and will basically go to that area in the car that, you know, is basically stationary. And I'm going to use this as basically a guide, and obviously do the same thing for this side. So you basically know where this is going to sit. And then I think if you make a template that follows that, you should be better off. All right, so didn't time lapse everything, but you guys kind of saw the process. So I have been working on getting this all dialed in. My template, it didn't work too good, but you know, I had to add a little bit. It ended up cutting too much. I think I had it positioned this way a little bit wrong. It was the right contour, but I had to kind of make it work, you know, as one does. So I've been working on getting these closeout panels in here. This side seems to fit a little bit better. I still need to do this back one, but kind of ran out of time last night. So I'm gonna get this one in. I did cut it a little too much on this one as well. Kind of got ahead of myself on this side. So if you're gonna use the templates, definitely try and make sure you get it in the right spot so you don't have to add a bunch of metal like I'll have to. Not the end of the world. Car's made of steel, so not hard to add to it. So got this bad boy in here. A little gapatosis here and there, but you can definitely hit it inward, you know, where you have to. Definitely did that on the other side, but really looks pretty good. You know, I definitely made a better cut this time. You know, as I said, I will have to add probably a little bit of metal back here, but not too much. You know, it's not bad. And I got all those closeout panels in here, and it looks pretty good. So I noticed that this doesn't always kind of fit this contour up here, but you can kind of use some screws and, you know, a drill bit and drill upward and kind of suck it in there. So that's definitely what I'm gonna do. And this side, you know, the closeouts, they fit a lot better. The other side, you know, I didn't get much of this material on the closeout when it's down here, and I had to kind of cut it to get it to look symmetrical. It's kind of something you'll see, but not too much. So this one, you know, fits a lot nicer and looks pretty good. So I'm gonna grind, basically take this back out or mark it on the inside so I know where to drill the spot welds, you know, an array of them up top through here. And yeah, mark the mini tub, grind this all flush, spray it with, you know, this primer here, weld through primer, and then weld it in here. So, you know, definitely kind of doing a sprint on these mini tubs. I want to get this done and out of the way so I can focus on the 4-link that I'm putting in this thing. Here, I also have to put, you know, some weld through primer on this edge, and then once it's all done, I'm probably going to use some activated epoxy, spray the inside of this really thoroughly, seam seal, you know, around. I think you guys saw me do it on the Nova, but you know, you seam seal in this edge, up top, and probably on here as well since I can, and then spray it with some undercoating so it's nice and protected. Closeout panels all in here. You know, definitely a lot of work to get them all grounded and everything, but it looks really good. Nice and flat, so that panel sits nice and good, or nice and flat in there. Also got some primer up in here and kind of cleaned it up so I can do a little stitch welding on top of those rosette welds like the other side. All right, so as you can see, got it all prepped. Lots of holes to drill. I tried to straighten the edges a little bit, and you know, got it all sanded before it goes in the car. So definitely recommend that. So you know, you don't have to be sanding upside down. Basically, definitely easier to do when it's outside the car. So now I'm going to spray the areas that you don't have access to. That'd be this outer area, and then the inner area of here, and then or spray with that weld through primer. Then let it cure a little bit, clamp it in there, and get to welding it. All right, so this guy's freaking ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna segue right into a time lapse right now. Bum 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 ba da da da. Setting is like fucking perfect. All right, so kind of a lot of the same of what you saw in the time lapse. Basically, you try and clamp it down so you really get it tight so you can do these rosette welds well, and then that also gives you a nice place to lay a little bit of bead. I like to kind of maybe over weld this thing in here. I'd rather have it be too good than not good enough, one may say. And what I've noticed is sometimes it doesn't completely fare perfectly in the beginning, but what you can do is kind of drill upward with a drill and then put a screw in there. And if there is a little misfare at the top, I don't think it's a big deal. The tire's never going to get up there. Hopefully, I think it hits the bump stop way before then. But yeah, you can kind of pull it up with a screw and then do the welds and try and make it so you can pull it in the right orientation that you want it, basically. So don't get ahead of yourself and weld it in one place too early without making sure the other place is kind of in the correct spot. So for my standard process, didn't get a final filming, but I got these painted with flat black in here, so you can see it came out really good with seam sealer and everything. And it's pretty much all good to go. As you guys saw in the previous video, kind of got my engine apart, gonna make some upgrades, but I'm gonna cap it off here. I still need to get those big wheels and tires, but kind of had a little financial impact here. But we will see you in the next one. Some cool stuff coming in the future. Hey, thanks for stopping in at the Phantom Motorsports YouTube channel. If you like what you saw, give me a big thumbs up, and hopefully you're leaving with a bigger smile than you came in with.